Hello everyone. Greetings of the day. Myself, Dr. Swapneel Jaiswal, and I am Assistant Professor in Department of Civil Engineering of Madanpalli Institute of Technology and Science. Today, I am here to discuss about the junction design and its importance in transportation engineering. Uh, what is junction design? So, a junction design is the most important component of the overall road network. Yes, so the junction allows us to move or change the direction while traveling. It gives us the opportunity to choose what to make a choice in terms of changing the direction, to make a choice in terms of changing the mode of transportation. The junction allows us to decide to use the facilities of transport infrastructure. So let us continue with this session, and let us understand what is junction design, what exactly is the junction, and how it is important to have a good junction design in order to have a smooth and comfortable road infrastructure for the road users. So this is what we have the content of the presentation, what we are going to discuss in the upcoming presentation or in the upcoming discussion, where we are discussing about the junction and what it is and how it is working. What are the main objective of the junction design? What are different type of junction design, and what are the various components of junctions? How we can design the junctions, and what are the process we need to follow while designing the junction. We are going to discuss about the principles of various principles of junctions also. What is roundabout? So what are different type of junctions, whether it is roundabout or signalized junction, and what are the pedestrian and cyclist component of junction design? We are going to discuss about that also. The most important thing what we are going to discuss here is what are the various challenges what a designer face while designing the junction. This is the most important component which we are going to discuss. Further, we are going to see some case studies, discuss on this, and then we are trying to understand what are the future trends in junction design, how the component of junction designs are changing, and finally we are going to conclude this session. So talking about junctions, it is also called as intersections, and it is a point where two or more roadway connects. Yes, so it is a critical point which facilitates the purpose of mobility, where I am traveling and I need to change the direction. So I can change the direction in junction facilitates me for that. It allows me to change the direction. Whether I want to change the mode, so junction allows me to change the mode, where I can come with bus and drop down at the junction and then take the auto or some other mode and then go to my destination. Or it allows me to transfer from mode, as I said, and it also allows me to do the interchange also, modal interchange, or any other kind of interchange. It allows me. The main purpose of junction design is to optimize the traffic flow in order to increase the efficiency of the overall road network by minimizing the conflict point in the junction, because we are expecting the traffic from various directions, from all the directions, and merging it at a particular point, where the junction design is very important now. It plays an important role because it creates the conflict point, and that points, various conflict points within the junction, are the major point of there may be a chance of accidents there. So in order to enhance the safety and comfortable journey, and in order to provide the safe transition for the vehicles and pedestrians, for the road user, and to prevent the congestion and the accidents on the road, the junction design plays an important role in the overall design of the road network. It also helps in planning of the overall road network also, which we are going to discuss in the upcoming slides. So before going further, let us discuss about the three major important component of junction design that facilitates and provides for the road user as well as overall road infrastructure. The first one is the traffic flow. So it plays a crucial role in regulation of the traffic by channelizing the traffic. It helps in channelizing the traffic, whether it is left turn traffic, right turn traffic, or straight going traffic. So junction design, a good junction design helps in the traffic regulation also, and the traffic management also. So it helps in for the both perspective, whether it is with the perspective of road user or with the perspective of the road management. Second, it provides the safety in the overall road networks. As the well-designed junctions reduce the risk of accidents by minimizing the conflict points. So, as we further already discussed, that there are many conflict points because of the influx of the um, traffic from all the direction. So because of the influx of the traffic from all the direction, it creates the conflict point, and there will be a chance of accidents. So a good junction design can reduce the conflict point, and further it can reduce the accidents also. Further, it gives the accessibility for all the user, including the pedestrian and cyclist. So whether it is motorized road user or non-motorized road user, it will give the opportunity for all kind of road user to enter and use the facilities of road infrastructure. Further, moving ahead, yes. Moving ahead, the primary objective of junction design is to create safe, efficient, and accessible junction to cater the needs of all road user, whether it is motorized road user, non-motorized road user, pedestrians, regardless of age, gender, ability, physical ability, whatever it is. It allows all the requirement of road user. It balances the traffic flow by minimizing the conflict point and promoting the accessibility for the pedestrian and cyclist. It allows the non-motorized user within the infrastructure to move. It considers the environmental factor also, which is very important. The junction, a good junction design helps to reduce the negative impact on the environment. It increase the if we classify this primary objective of the junction divide junction design in four parts. We can understand this in the four classification, which is efficiency, safety, accessibility, and environmental consideration, where it maximizes the traffic flow by minimizing the delays on the road, and that can happen, or that can be achieved by geometric design, signal control, and the traffic management. In order to achieve the safety for the road user within the road infrastructure through reducing the conflict point and adequate by providing the adequate visibility for the driver of the vehicle, by implementing the safety feature like traffic signals, pedestrian crossings, yes, and then increasing the accessibility for all by providing the infrastructure for pedestrian, cyclist, for the person with disabilities, for example ramps for the wheelchair user, And further, the environmental consideration, where the design of the junction considers the environmental factors such as minimization of traffic congestion, so that it leads to the minimization of the pollution emission from the vehicle, using the suitable material, sustainable material, and integration of the green spaces within the road infrastructure. So these all help in achieving the environmental sustainability while designing the overall road system. Moving further, what are the different type of junctions? So junction can be classified on the basis of the grade, whether it is grade separated or grade at grade. So it depends on we are separating the movement of the different directional movement of the vehicle at a same level or at a different level, at a various different levels. So air grade junctions are where all road intersect at the same level. That means when all the directional vehicular movement are merging or meeting at a point at the same level, whereas the grade separated junction involve the overpass or underpass to separate the different levels of traffic. So here we are separating the traffic from different direction and going to different directions. So what are the examples of air grade junctions? So air grade junctions are crossroads, T junctions, Y junctions, and roundabouts. Whereas the grade separated junctions are divided into two components, which is flyovers and interchanges. Moving ahead, what are the junction design process? What are the process of junction design? How we can design the junction? So it involves the various key steps, which starts from the data collection, and then through the data collection, design, analyzing the data to understand the traffic pattern. Through that, which lead us to, for the geometric design and the implementing appropriate safety features. Yes, so it starts with the traffic survey and analysis, where we collect the data in terms of traffic volume studies, speed study, traffic composition study, turning movement study, and then analyzing of all these data to understand what is the existing scenario of the traffic on the space. And through this, we are going to predict for the future. We are estimating for the future what will be the situation, what will be the traffic scenario in future. That help us in decision making. The second step is the selection of junction type. Once we analyze and understand what is the current scenario and what will be the scenario in upcoming future, we are deciding for the junction type. What are the various what are the junction design we can decide or we can implement on ground for the purpose of catering the expected traffic flow on ground. Further, once we decide for the junction type, we are going to design the junction, yes, on for the purpose of implementation on the ground through various junction design principles, such as the speed of the vehicle, the radius of the curve, the width of the road or number of lane required, side distance required, or any other geometric features which is required for the design of the junction. So we are going to consider all these things. Further, talking about the principle of the junction design, so it is crucial for achieving the desired outcome of safe and efficient traffic flow. So in order to have the safe and efficient traffic flow, it is very important to follow the principle of junction design and to guide the design process to minimize the conflict points, ensure the adequacy of the visibility of the driver, and control the vehicle speed. in order to identify the right speed for the at the junction for all kind of vehicle, whether it is large vehicle, whether it is small vehicle, whether it is private vehicle, whether it is public vehicle, whether it is motorized vehicle or non-motorized vehicle, to control the vehicle or to identify the minimum speed at the junction, and as well as to make sure the safety and security of the road user at the junction. We need to follow the various principle of the junction design. So in order to make sure that the design will meet the requirements, we have to first take care of the visibility of the driver, so that we can the design should provide the clear sight distance or clear line of sight on the junction. Further, capacity should be sufficient to handle the peak traffic on that particular junction. Whereas the peak traffic means the traffic at the peak hours, where the maximum number of traffic in 24 hours is expected to enter into the junction. Yes, and that lead us to decide for the number of lane and the queue length which we are expecting on the junction. Further, minimization of the conflict point is very important while designing the junction, where we are minimizing the conflict between the two directional flow of the traffic, where it is between vehicle to vehicle or between vehicle to pedestrians. So minimization of conflict point is very important while designing the junction, and that can be achieved through the traffic signals, or by providing the dedicated turning lanes, or the design of the junction through roundabouts. Further, the speed management is also important in the junction design, where as we already have discussed, that the speed control on the junction is very important, because the approach speed of the vehicle when it approach on the junction is higher than the speed required for the vehicle on the junction, because there are very different components involved. The curves are involved. The vehicle needs to take the turns, as well as traffic divergence and mergence is required. So traffic merge, different directional traffic merge and divert from and to the junction, as well as the vehicle of different speed are entering into the junction and merging with other vehicles. So various components are involved. So speed management is very important in order to make sure that all the vehicles, regardless of its shape, size, the maximum speed of the vehicle, or whatever it is, the speed of the vehicle should be similar. Yes, so that it can enter and exit comfortably from the junction, or within the junction. Talking about various type of junction, let us discuss about the roundabout, and how the design of roundabout can be done. So theoretically we'll speak about it. So roundabout is a add grade junction that uses a central island. Okay, as we see in the image which has been taken from the internet, we can see that there is a junction, four-arm junction, which have a roundabout at a center, the circular central island at a center, which allows the traffic which is entering from all the direction, and to take the turns or to take various direction. Yes, so it is a type of type of add grade junction that uses a central island and a circular path for traffic flow. The safety benefit and ability to improve the traffic flow, more efficient and safer alternative to traditional intersections, especially in areas with high traffic volume. So this is the safest way of implementation of traffic management on the junction, where the traffic volume on the junction are significantly higher and need the basic level of interventions, where in order to allow the traffic to enter safely and exit safely from the junction. So what are the features of this roundabout? It consists of central island, entry exit lanes, and a circular path for traffic flow. What are the advantage? So it allows us or it gives us the opportunity to reduce the conflict point for the between the vehicle or between the vehicle and pedestrians. What are the design considerations we need to have while designing the junction design? So while designing the junction, we need to consider the entry angle, number of lane which we need to provide, the lane width, and the size of the central island. What are the size of the central island, which is dependent on the angle of or the radius which we need to provide on the for the vehicle on the junction. Moving towards next type of junction design, which is signalized intersection design, where we are having significantly more traffic on the junction than the roundabouts. So we need to control the traffic in terms of stopping the traffic or influx of vehicle from three direction or one direction, and allowing the entry or exit of the vehicle from other direction. So, in order to achieve the desired outcome of safe and efficient traffic flow, we require we go for the signalized intersection design, which help us in guiding the vehicle to enter and exit the junction. And again, it is also helpful in minimizing the conflict point. So, when we talk about the roundabouts, which also help us to minimize the conflict point, but it have its own limitation. It does not control the movement of the vehicle. It just direct the vehicle to enter and exit. But at the same time, in the signalized intersection, it controls the vehicle movement. It does not allows the vehicle to enter when the vehicle from the another direction is already entering within the junction. So when the traffic is significantly high and when we need to stop the vehicle or we need to control the entry and exit of the vehicle, we require the signalized intersection design for that. It makes sure that design will meet the requirement for or which is we have to see the feature of the signalized intersection design, which is traffic signal, lane marking, pedestrian signal, dedicated turning lanes for the complex movement. Considering the design criteria, so we need to design the signal timing other than the curve design within the junction. Vehicle queue length consideration we need to have. Pedestrian crossing time we need to consider here, because in these kind of junctions there is a significant number of pedestrian are there which who need to cross the junction, and the coordination of signal cross multiple intersections at the multiple intersections are required. So if there is a multiple intersection within a length of or within a stretch of the road are there, so it is important to have the coordination within the junction, so that there will be a less possibility for the vehicle user to stop at all the junctions. Okay, what are the advantage of this kind of junction? So it offer improved control for the high traffic junction as we already discussed, and it helps in reduce the conflict point within the junction and maximize the traffic flow. Further, it helps us to provide the safe or it is having its own environmental benefit also by reducing the emission, because in the free junction or uncontrolled junction, there will be more um, pollution emission as compared to the controlled or signalized junction. Moving further, uh, consideration for the pedestrian and cyclist. This component is very important, as generally we during the time of or during the designing of the junction, whether it is roundabout or whether it is the controlled intersection through signalize, we generally somewhere forget or give less priority to the pedestrian and non-motorized, which is in this case the cyclist. Okay, so it is very important to give the priority for them also, because they need to cross the road, they need to cross the junction, they need to travel on the same infrastructure. So if we do not consider the movement of the pedestrian and cyclist, this will lead us or this will lead the pedestrian and cyclist to forcefully enter into the motorized traffic. And because of the various reasons, such as speed variations, such as the size variation, because of many other factors, it will create the risk for the pedestrian and the cyclist. So while designing the junction, we need to consider the requirement for the pedestrian as well as cyclist. What are those requirements? One is a safety requirement in terms of pedestrian crossing, in terms of providing the signals for the pedestrian also. So while pedestrian in the heavy traffic location and heavy pedestrian locations, we require the signals for the pedestrian also, where the traffic can stop while when the pedestrian is crossing the junction or at the junction. Dedicated bike lane for the cycle, or dedicated lane for the cycle, refuse area for the cyclist to provide a safer environment for them. Further, the second is the design integration. Through while designing the junction, we need to consider the, as we discussed, we need to consider the cyclist as well as pedestrian movement also along with the traffic movement. Yes, so this is also very important component while considering the design of the junction. Moving ahead, what are the various challenges a junction or a designer can face while designing the junction? So there are again, if we classify these challenges in four components, so there are four basic classification of the challenges which generally a junction designer face. One is the space constraint, second is the traffic congestion, third one is the mixed vehicle condition, which in case of Indian traffic condition or scenario is very common, where we have a mixed traffic condition, and the pedestrian and cyclist movement along with the motorized movement. So the basic challenges, basically the challenges what they are the designer are facing is the space constraint, which is in terms of limited space in urban areas, availability of very limited amount of space for the design of junction for all the type of vehicle, for all the speed of the vehicle. And because in the Indian scenario or in the Indian traffic conditions, we have a mixed traffic condition, where all the type of vehicle are moving in a same space or in the same infrastructure. So we need to design the vehicle, design the junction to cater the requirement of all these type of vehicles or all these type of mixed traffic conditions. Third one is the traffic congestion, because of the variation in the speed of all the vehicles or of all the modes of traffic which is moving on the road or junction. It creates the traffic congestion. So the designer need to consider the traffic congestion also, as well as the pedestrian and the safety for the pedestrian and non-motorized traffic movement. That is a big challenge for the designer. So these are the few case studies which or case examples around the world which we can see in this slide. The first one is M4 and M7 junction of Sydney. So this is the junction of Sydney where where we can see that all the traffic or there is a dedicated lane. The junction has been designed as a dedicated lane for all the directional traffic. Yes. The second one is the London circuit, where we can see that the traffic are coming at a central location and then diverging. Further, the state circle of Canberra, Monash East Link intersection of Melbourne, again a separate lane for the directional traffic. Central Motorway Junction, which is also called as Spaghetti Junction, situated in Auckland, where you can see that there is the integration of two junctions, and they have designed this junction in such a manner that the two different junctions separated apart are now acting as a one junction. Yes. Further, the Gravelly Hill, Birmingham in UK, again allowing the different directional traffic to move in a separate lane. New Jersey Turnpike, Eastern and Western Spur, New Jersey, USA, and New York Airport Interchange, New Jersey, USA. Now talking about what are the various trends. What are the various trends existing or which we can expect it in future that can effect on the junction design. So with the upcoming technology, design technology for the junctions, like smart traffic signals, where the real-time control of the traffic will be possible with the sensor-based traffic signals, which can detect the movement of the traffic and accordingly which can allow the traffic or which can control the traffic on the signal. Adaptive traffic signal control, as I discussed, just discussed now, that with the help of sensor-based technology and AI/ML technology nowadays, the traffic control will be possible, and adaptive traffic signal can be installed. Sustainable design will be possible with the eco-friendly material and with the less energy consumption for the control of the traffic. And with the integration of autonomous vehicle, there is a future need of change in the junction design, which is also an important component. Finally, concluding this session, there are four major components of junction design. While designing the junction, we need to consider the four major component of the junction design, which is one is the traffic management. We need to manage the traffic because we have in the Indian condition, we have a mixed traffic condition. So we need to manage the traffic regardless of their size, regardless of their speed. Secondly, accessibility for all, whether it is motorized vehicle or non-motorized vehicle or pedestrian. Safety requirement, considering the safety requirement for all, whether it is any kind of vehicle or pedestrians. And the environmental sustainability, considering the benefit for the environment. So with this, we are ending our session here. Thank you for your um, focus on this lecture. Uh, might be in upcoming lecture we are going to discuss about the design of the junction, how we can design the junction, and we will see various problems in the design of the junction. Thank you very much.